Hopefully this is the last week of April showers that Boston will be seeing. Let's find out from our weather reporter Zoe Mitchell, who is here with our weekend forecast. Zoe?
Thanks so much, Sam. Before I talk about the conditions here on planet Earth, NASA has released new pictures, the closest ever taken, revealing the conditions on the planet Saturn. In the images, you can make out swirling clouds over the gas giant. They were taken by the Cassini spacecraft, which left Earth in 1997 and has been orbiting Saturn since 2004. This week, it successfully attempted its first dive into the gap between Saturn's rings and the planet, avoiding collisions with smoke particles by using its antenna, which is disc-shaped, as a shield. Before the dive, the spacecraft also snapped high-resolution images of a gigantic storm that has been occurring on the planet since 2013, really putting Boston's week of rain into perspective. This is the first of 22 total dives the spacecraft will make before the mission ends in September. It will then not return to Earth, but instead begin a terminal collision course into Saturn's atmosphere, causing the spacecraft to burn up like a meteor. In other space news, NASA announces its latest discovery, a planet similar in some ways to our own. The sphere is 13,000 light years away and is described by NASA as an ice ball. It has the same mass as Earth and is orbiting a star at the same distance as we orbit the Sun. The planet was discovered through a process known as microlensing, which uses background stars as flashlights to discover distant objects that may not emit light themselves. As the star emits way less light than our Sun, the planet is most likely too cold to sustain life. A planet that may one day support life, though, is Mars, according to hopeful scientists and now President Donald Trump. Trump spoke this week with astronaut Peggy Whitson, congratulating her for 534 days in space, the longest overall time by an American. The president and Whitson talked about space exploration and NASA's plans to send humans to Mars before 2030. Take a listen.
Getting there will require some international cooperation to get it to be a planet-wide approach in order to make it successful, just because it is a very expensive endeavor, but it is so worthwhile doing.
Well, we want to try and do it during my first term, or at worst during my second term, so we'll have to speed that up a little bit, okay?
While President Trump may have been just joking, it is highly unlikely that humans will set foot on the planet in the next 3.5 years. The president did sign a bill about a month ago setting the deadline for 2030. Humans surviving on Mars is a complicated process and requires the development of new equipment. The average temperature on Mars is -81 degrees Fahrenheit, way colder than it will be this weekend. Speaking of, let's turn to our weekend forecast. We will see warmer temperatures this weekend, but this rain is not going anywhere. Today the high is 80 degrees and it will be partly cloudy all day. Tomorrow we will see some scattered showers, similar temperatures with a high of 78 degrees. Still cloudy on Sunday, but temperatures will be dropping down to the mid-50s and more rain on Monday with temperatures also in the mid-50s. That's all for your weather this semester. I hope you all have wonderful summers. Back to you, Nick and Sam.